They say silence keeps the peace. But for one mother in old Damascus, silence destroyed it. One slap, one rooftop, one decision that turned a peaceful street into tragedy. Stay with me, because this isn't just a story about neighbors. It's a story about how silence can kill. Her name was Farida, and she truly lived up to it. While other girls chased wealth and glitter, she chased faith. When wealthy men came to propose, she said no. She wanted a man with morals, not money, and she found him, a humble mechanic with kind eyes and clean hands. They married and built a life of simplicity and prayer. Their home was an old courtyard house in Damascus, filled with the scent of jasmine and the echo of laughter. They had 5 children, 3 boys and 2 girls. People said you'd never know anyone lived there, it was so quiet. Farida cooked for the poor, helped her neighbors, and believed peace was the greatest form of wealth. Then her husband died, suddenly. 5 children, no income, no help. Her eldest son wanted to quit school to work. She told him, "Your father left you honor, not money. That's enough." She swore never to ask for charity. Her neighbor, Anas, offered her money. Farida refused. But Anas said, "You don't need charity. You need customers. Your food tastes like home." So Farida began cooking for weddings and funerals. Her kitchen kept the family alive. And when her eldest finally got a job, she closed the kitchen and rested, thinking peace had returned. She was wrong. Next door lived Anas's son, Osama. While his parents were kind and humble, he was loud, restless, and obsessed with pigeons. In Damascus, rooftops are private spaces for women, places to hang laundry, to cook, to breathe freely. A man up there is crossing a line of honor. But Osama didn't care. He spent hours on that roof, whistling, watching, and one day he looked too far. Farida's sons saw him leaning over the wall, eyes on their courtyard. They rushed to confront him, but their mother stopped them. She said, "He's the son of a good man. Let me handle it." She went next door and complained respectfully. Anas apologized, and her husband, Abu Anas, exploded in anger. He stormed to the roof, smashed the pigeon cages, and warned, "Go up here again, and I'll break your legs." Everyone thought it was over. It wasn't. A few days later, Osama's prized pigeon landed on Farida's roof. He climbed over quietly to grab it. But one of Farida's daughters saw him, screamed, and fell down the steep stairs in terror. Farida found her bruised and shaking. She marched to her neighbors again. "Your son will cause a disaster one day. Please stop him." They promised to handle it, but destiny had already begun to move. Tired of the shame, Abu Anas decided to end it himself. When Osama was gone, he poured rat poison into the pigeons' food and water. He thought, if the pigeons die, the madness dies too. When Osama came home, he found them, dead. Dozens of them. He knelt beside them and cried, then rage filled him. He tested the water on a stray cat. It died instantly. And in his mind, there was no doubt. Farida's sons had done this. That night, he saw Farida and her daughter in the alley. He shouted, "Your sons killed my birds!" Before she could speak, he slapped her across the face. Then he kicked the daughter to the ground. The street froze. Farida stood there in shock, tears burning her eyes. She went home quietly and told her daughter, "We will not fight. We will stay silent. His father once helped us. Let God judge him." But silence doesn't bury pain. It plants it. Days later, Farida showed the house. She told her sons they were moving to a new neighborhood. They thought it was a fresh start. It was really an escape. Her youngest son, Ali, a soldier, returned home to help with the move. While dismantling a cabinet, a carpenter he'd hired broke the wood. Ali threw him out. The man shouted in the street, "You act brave, but where were you when Osama slapped your mother?" Ali froze. He ran inside. "Mother, tell me that's not true." She wept. Her sister whispered, "It's true. He hit her. He hit me too." Ali grabbed the small axe they used to trim trees and ran. He found Osama laughing with friends on the corner. They saw the fury in his eyes and scattered. Osama stood frozen. Ali charged. One swing, two, three. The same alley that once echoed pigeons now echoed screams. When the police arrived, Osama was gone. Ali stood still, whispering, "He hit my mother." At court, Abu Anas and his wife forgave him. The judge called it a crime of uncontrollable rage. Ali received a reduced sentence. But later, the truth emerged. The poison that killed the pigeons? It was never the neighbors. It was Abu Anas himself. He cried, "If only I'd told my son. He died hating the wrong people." Farida moved away. The alley grew quiet again. But this time, the silence wasn't peaceful. It was haunted. Because sometimes, silence doesn't protect. It destroys. If this story touched you, was Farida right to stay silent? Or should she have spoken out? Tell me what you think. And if you love stories that feel too real to forget, subscribe for more, because the next story might change the way you see silence forever.